Good morning, traders. I'm ready to get back into the trading game. It was a tough week for me last week, a red week, surprising red week. There haven't had many in a while. And one of the things when you have a red week, it's all about what? Capital preservation. And what do I mean by that? Is that the one thing that we need to avoid as traders is something that I was even hearing about it yesterday in baseball. It's called the death spiral. We'll talk a little bit about what the death spiral is and how you can avoid it as a trader right here on live trading. Let's get after the live trading action and get back into the green, baby. Let's do it, team.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. It's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, let's get to the action, guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. We'll see what's going on. And of course, got the trade to pull up. We'll take a look at some stocks. If you guys have any stock you guys want to check it out, throw it up in the chat. All right, let's get to the action. We'll see what else is going on today. And definitely, if you guys have a stock to look at, let me know. I only have one swing trade on right now. I have American Airlines. I've still had this, and I'm in the red. So anybody has an opportunity to beat me on this position. Let's say it that way. I've been looking for this position to be down in the 1450s multiple times. It's hit 1450s. Even went to a low on, we went to 43s. We've gone to 47. So I'm looking for this to hold 14. I don't want it to break 14, but I'm looking for a move back up through 15 to add on this position. One of my biggest things sometimes is just let the position kind of play out, especially if you don't have the timing perfect, right? And one of the things that as a trader, sometimes your timing isn't going to be perfect. And so one thing that I want to do is give it time to start showing me strength. As it shows me strength, I can step up to the plate and add. But if I don't step up to the plate and add, and let this stock just kind of decipher out, that could give me also the ability of doing what? Preserving some capital on the risk side, right? So I'm going to be waiting for the move to show me some strength, and then I can try to ride the next trend to the upside, right? The trend is still on the downside. I need to see the trend change on this swing trade. And that's what I think is very important on swing trades overall. You're looking for a swing back to the opposite trend. And right now, that'd be a move where to get back into this space and start going into the 15 handle, right? Anything back up into this is going to get us to start going out of this trend. And that's what I'm going to be looking for on American Airlines. And with that being said, you could look for that similar move on UAL, DAL, and a bunch of these airlines. We'll see what happens on these names. Can they take another leg lower and then come right back up? For like DAL, I like lower 40s to 39s on this stock on pullback. We'll see what happens there on DAL. All right, let me just close the view app there because it's a little bit confusing on the daily charts. And I can always add some moving averages if you guys want to take a look at that. But I've been trying to keep the charts simple for you guys so you guys can focus on the price action. Let's keep going, team. We'll take a look at some other stocks from you guys in the chat. That's what I'm here for. Also, just want to say hello to a lot of people in the chat. We got Robert Bell, always late. The show starts with Mitch dating one. What? Don't understand that one, but hey, it is what it is. One thing to note is that we don't start at 9 a.m. on the dot. We start at 9:10. That's the official start time, team. So I just want to let you guys know. You guys will see it also on the YouTube. The real key there is that we wrap up pre-market prep. Sometimes that's going to go over. Sometimes it's going to go a little under. And the main thing is we just want to have one consistent starting time. So 9:10 is our starting time. All right. And Matthew knows it. I go from one show to another. So a little patience there will help. And the biggest thing there, guys, is that, I just take a second, right? And a lot of times that's Ryan and I setting up the show, getting you guys ready. And one thing going from producer, host, marketing, and trying to do as trading action is that I might need to focus on my trading action when I come to this show for sure. So that's what I like to do, guys. I try to get focused. I'm trying to bring you guys the extra value. And that's why I sometimes take a little bit of a second there. All right, let's keep going, team. Always want to be transparent with you guys. Crassy in the house, Becca in the house, dropping some tickers. We're going to go through those names, of course. Becca's always a great addition to the community. And none other than a better guy, my man, Ryan Faloona's in the house. You guys know he's ready to go. He's going to have some tickers for us. He's going to have a SPY outlook for us. And if you guys haven't caught him, like always, Benzinga Pro happy hour. I want to mention that, like always, guys, because our Benzinga Pro members, especially the ones that love to trade, love to stay consistently talking about the markets, that's where they catch Ryan most of the time after the market on happy hour. So if you haven't checked that out, I want you guys to check it out this week. All you got to do is go to pro.benzinga.com, get your 2-week trial, and then check out the happy hour. If you're already a Benzinga Pro user, then what are you waiting for? It's good to have you, Ryan.
Thanks very much, Mitch. You can hear me, right? Audio's good.
Awesome.
Switching locations.
Awesome.
Had a good time.
Good.
Had a really good time in the headquarters as always, but back at it, ready to rock. I am having some technical difficulties with my Trade the Pool app, but I'm looking to sort those out here today.
We'll sort that out.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm just gonna. I don't have it prepared for you today, but I do have some stuff in the market ready for you today. So whenever you're ready, we'll go over that. Just want to echo your sentiments about starting on time here. First of all, what's the rush to start at 9? I'd like to hear that. Number one,
you know how it is, man.
Number two,
they can't get enough of us, right?
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? That's a good problem to have. But number two, and perhaps more importantly, very few people understand how many things are actually being worked on behind the scenes. And Mitch, I'm continually impressed every day with how many things you do here. So I would not, Mitch, goes from show to show, goes back and forth and runs both of these shows. Let's give him some time. And he does it during the breakfast hour. For someone that drinks as much coffee as I do and needs as many bathroom trips as I do, Mitch, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, no, honestly, my biggest thing is I could have a coffee at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., but other than that, I can't eat at 5 or 6 a.m. For sometimes, if you guys see me take a step out, it's because I go get a little bit of breakfast, grab some orange juice, come back and ready for the market, right? Because that's what we're here for in the end, right? Well, I want you guys for me to be on top of my game. I feel like if I'm on top of my game, I can really help you guys. And that's really what it's all about, right? Paying it forward is what we're here for. Well, let's get back.
That's the other thing really quick about trading is that the mental head game that you're in is going to dictate so much more about your success than even things like the market conditions. I mean, we'll find stuff to play in any type of condition. If your head is in the game, if you're ready to go, you're going to do better. And so that goes for us, and that goes for the viewers, and that goes for anybody else.
Right.
I do have some stuff to look over if you're ready for that.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's do it. So the first thing here with the SPY outlook, remember we've really kind of sold off recently. We're bouncing. It looks to me like we're setting up for a 444 test. We've got the 444.75 50-day moving average, literally a hair above the 444 level that we've been looking at. So does this provide resistance? Does this provide, or do we reject at this resistance, or do we break through it and go higher here? One of the things I said last week is that if this NVIDIA thing is going to take us to a new bull market driven by AI or on the backs of AI or however you want to spin it, I really need to see SPY not only take out this level, but maybe set some new all-time highs. I'm not in that camp. I still think we come back down. I think NVIDIA's number was probably the near-term top for right now. We'll see how it plays out. This is where I'm at with the SPY. If we do reverse, inevitably, I still think that this purple shaded area has got to be tested. We'll see when we do that. On the way down, we'll have some of these other levels to take out. We'll know whether or not that's working or not. Let's flip over to the movers tool and start talking about some new potential plays here today. First one is going to be GDC. This is GD Culture Group. Stock last week was about $2.50, and it's approaching $5 here today. In fact, they even printed 5s in the pre-market here. If we take a look at the news, they expanded grids of future portfolio with TikTok to drive growth of streaming e-commerce big business segment. Okay, sounds good. I am a little bit weary of this one. one. I don't think that this is going to be a multi-day runner, but I do think we might have some opportunity today to kind of day trade this. One of the things that I'm noticing here in the pre-market is we have just stayed above the VWAP here. In fact, the one time that we really came back into the VWAP, we bounced pretty nicely from it. So I want to see if that happens again here. I'd love for this to come in 450 VWAP at 437, hold there, give us a nice firm hold, and then move towards the highs. That'd be amazing. Unsure if we're going to get that. Going to be a little bit careful here out of the gate with this. Okay. Next is going to be Hawaiian Energy. And remember, this one has really been on the radar recently with everything that's going on in Maui. We did have an update here. Hawaiian Electric shares are trading higher after the company released an update in response to the lawsuit by the county of Maui. Now, I have not actually gone through this. And in fact, I have some buddies that are more into legal stuff that I would go to for this. So I actually haven't looked into this. The one thing I will say is that I've traded Hawaiian Electric here a number of times since these wildfires started. This ticker makes for a great vehicle for trading. You can get some pretty nice gains pretty quickly. It's liquid under most circumstances, or it has been. So really kind of meets that. We'll see if we end up coming back in here. You can see we really tested this 1445. I guess you can call it 1450 here. We're not able to break that. Let's see if we can make our way back through 14. Got the VWAP here at 13. So pretty decent range here today that we should be on top of. For any of you that are swinging ticker HE from last week, you folks are probably pretty happy. We're up a couple of bucks here, up about 40% here this morning. So anyone that bought on Friday, liable to take profit here today at least, and maybe book some of those gains. And by the way, for you Benzinga Pro subscribers, if you don't want to wait for me to kind of go through it and get an opinion on what's going on here, you can actually read the update itself. I'm going to go ahead and go through that here when I have a little bit more time. And then I'm going to try to get an opinion on it from someone a little bit more educated from me. But that's available here in Pro for any of you Pro subscribers. Next is going to be LQR. This was a Becca special, if I'm not mistaken, from last week. LQR gave us a really, really good trade on Friday, decent trade on Thursday, really good trade on Friday, although it came back. Had some action in the after hours, and then today really kind of took out those highs. Really, the big thing for me on LQR here today, unless you're just going to kind of take gains and move on, the big thing here is, do we actually hold these intraday highs from Friday, right? If this trades back down to 130 and bounces, maybe we can go higher. If this breaks down from 130, I think that that's probably it. LQR having a decent morning here today, up 32%. Next is going to be GNS. This is Genius. We've traded this one a bunch going back what feels like months now. This has been a very, very popular trader. Had a really nice day on Friday. Wild after-hours sessions for those of you that stuck around. And I didn't. I was actually on a plane at that point. And then this morning, we're up again here, and we're up on some pretty good volume. Now, I did not see any news in here. Yeah, I didn't see anything fresh in here in GNS, so this might just kind of be a technical trade. The one thing I will say is that we're right by the VWAP right now, so that might give us a good indication of a breakdown or a breakout. High from the pre-market session here, 204. Let's see if GNS gets rolling here. Okay, now the big one that I think everyone is waiting for here. This made a lot of weeks last week. 13, if you're out there, congratulations on your big week. We often look for really good fundamental stocks that we can hold, but sometimes we're blessed with more short-term opportunities, and VFS happens to be one of them. I got to say this. Whenever I am going to trade something that is just a crazy runner, crazy spec play, that's not what I'm the best at. That I'm more of a story investor, kind of like Mitch. I like to invest in things that have good fundamentals and good story that I can hold over the long term. Makes it easier for my psychology and my personality in order to hold on those stocks and get large gains. But occasionally we get stocks like VFS where they just go absolutely bonkers. This stock was in the teens and looks like it's trying to go for 100 here. This kind of reminds me of HKD, except not as scammy, if you will. I have no idea where this stock is going. It seems to just trade up every day. We did trade it a little bit last week with very, very small amount of shares. It was spread. It was wild. It was crazy. But look at the potential here. So VFS, we printed above 90. In fact, we printed almost 92s, 91 and change. We've really kind of come back here to 75. So just in the pre-market session, we have a $17 range in just today's pre-market session. Intraday highs from Friday, just about at that 75 level. I got 74 here. So that's not even out of play here today. We just kind of popped and we're above the VWAP. This thing, I'm trying to make sense of it, but honestly, I think if you have feel for this, that's probably going to be your best bet. If you feel like you're doing it right, or you're buying on the right pullbacks, or you're buying near support levels, or you're buying near term bottoms, good for you. Be very, very careful with this one. I would say this: the biggest piece of advice I have on VFS is that if you take a trade here today, whether it's the 50th time you've traded this or the first time that you've traded this, if the trade starts to go against you, just don't hold out hope, right? You can cut it. You can always rebuy if things shape up. Don't let this turn into an absolute hands on your head nightmare. We've seen it with some of these stocks here before. How many people bought HKD at 1,000 only to see it go back to single digits? Just be very, very careful on VFS. That being said, this is likely going to be in play today. Watch the volume, should tell you quite a bit. Next here on the list, boy, I got to click on the right things. Next here on the list, BGLC. Now, I can't remember if I've actually traded this one before. I feel like we've talked about this as a group, but unsure if I've actually traded it here. We popped up to just shy of 160. We're kind of holding around 150 here. That's also the VWAP. If we take a look at the 15-minute chart, you can see this is actually making a pretty nice chart formation. We've got higher lows over the course of these days. Looks like this is curling up. A really good target here would be about 206, 208. That'd be amazing. We'll see if Bionexus Gene Lab can get rolling here today. Fuel cell, this has been a favorite of people for trading for a long time. Fuel cell's popping here today. Volume rather unimpressive. We do have a catalyst though. Fuel cell shares are trading higher after the company and ExxonMobil extended their joint development agreement through March 31st of 2024. It's going to be March of next year. We'll see if this ends up doing anything. To me, this is not a catalyst that I would trade off of. I think we've got some better options here on the list. We'll take a look at those. Also did want to mention XPEV here. I'll be honest, this one I definitely got wrong. I thought when XPEV was back in the single digits, I was like, oh yeah, this is never really going to amount to anything. We've actually bounced ferociously here. Hats off to a lot of the people in the chat that have been trading these. Jay Rice, I know you're out there. You've traded this one. A lot of people have made some money on a stock that I kind of left for dead. So just goes to show you, if you take them off, if you take them off, or if you lose faith in them, there's a chance that they still end up working. XPEV fits that. We do have a catalyst here. XPEV shares are trading higher after the company tapped ride-handling firm Didi to drive the adoption of smart EVs and technologies. XPeng also looks to acquire Didi's EV unit in deal for up to $744 million. So you tell me how good that's actually going to be. XPEV seems to like it here today. Let's see if we can make a push away from this VWAP and a run towards 19. Okay. That was all I had for the list. Let's go through what the chat has. First of all, how are you folks all doing? I know I have a meeting right when we start the show, so I apologize I can't join Mitch for the intro. But still thinking about all you folks and hoping you're all doing well. Tesla and popular pro traders that are long-term skeptics on full self-driving have turned bullish with some 6 to 8 months horizon of the FSD taxi fleet software starting Tesla to pop. So I did see that over the weekend, John. There was some demo or interview that Elon did with the newest version of the fully self-driving patch. It was impressive. I am definitely skeptical of that, but I'm skeptical of that not just because I don't want to turn my life over to a machine, but also because I actually really, really enjoy driving. So I'm one of the boomer holdouts that really wants to feel and drive the car themselves as opposed to having the computer do that for them. I understand that's my own bias. That's kind of where I sit. That being said, you're right to flag this, though. Tesla trading up here today. It'll be interesting to see where Tesla goes. Maybe what would be ideal for me is if this came back in and bounced. I don't know if it's going to do that. But we'll see. Tesla, very bullish here today. Lynn and Randy Williams here. I know that you folks trade Tesla. Would love to know what your plan is for day trades here, if you wouldn't mind sharing that with the group. What levels do you look to buy? What levels do you look to sell? What specifically are you looking for? 2 minutes till we open here. No sign of Mitch, so I'm going to keep rolling through the chat here. Becca 126. What tick? Oh, you must have been talking about LQR, I think, or something like that. Anyway, it seems like you're holding several winners from over the weekend. So happy Monday, Becca. I took I think GNS is going to gamma squeeze sometime after the share count. Oh, we'll see. I'm not going to bank on that, but we shall see. What else do we have in here? Jason saying, was hoping Ryan would say Catalyst, ouch, is the only position I have open. Jason, I have no idea what you're even referring to. I'm sorry. I will try to help you, but I have no idea what you're referring to. Maybe I missed something as I was running down my list. Very, very possible. Oh, GNS. Okay, you have GNS and you're in from 126. Okay, awesome. So I think we're ready to roll here, Mitch. Ready to open this baby up.
Hell yeah, I'm ready too. Let's get to the action. We'll see what happens. I see you guys calling out some tickers in the chat. That's what it's
they
all
always
about.
be calling out tickers. Let's face it.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. And you guys know it. We'll be trading a little bit on Trade the Pool. We'll see if we get Ryan up during the show.
We will.
Don't worry.
It's my own fault, Mitch. Look, this weekend was a recovery weekend for me. I barely even looked at stuff.
Hey, happens to the best of us. One thing,
it's my fault.
There's a reason why they call it the weekend, Ryan. So I'm not mad at you, my friend.
True. That's true.
You know what I mean? I know you put enough during the week for probably covering the weekend. So like always, we'll just get after it like we always do on Mondays, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. We'll see what happens today. A little part of me is leaning a little bit on the bullish
here
side.
We go.
I'm seeing the action here. Of course, Apple, you see this. This looks like it wants to get to 180. I've been talking about how Apple, I think, might want to get a little bit of a run before their iPhone event, right? So I'm keeping an eye on that. CRM is also on my watch right now for a nice little move above 212 today. Reason why is they have earnings coming up. And look at that. Look at that nice little lift right out the gates there in CRM. So I'll be looking for pullbacks on CRM to see if I can get it. Kind of like this one right here.
Right, GDC first move here was a pop up to 534 and then kind of a move back down on GDC. LQR first move here is down. Next one I want to check is going to be HE. How are we doing on Hawaiian Electric? Holding in here, would love for that to come back into the VWAP. 451 the VWAP on GDC. That's what I'm waiting for here. Let's see if this comes in and holds. GDC pretty volatile to the downside right now.
All right, what I see up out the gates here, guys, basic materials, industrials, and consumer cyclical. I'll keep watch. Technology just went back to green. It's like kind of break even right now. But I like CRM. It's action here. It's already to that 212, guys. Remember, I was looking at that. That was trading in the 210s, and it's already there to the 212s. So any pullback here to the VWAP, I'm willing to take a shot there in CRM.
GNS, nice little break out of the pre-market formation and a move higher on GNS.
Looking for a move back down below 211s here on any pullback for CRM. I'll take a shot there. That's already a nice one.
GNS through 2. Nice job for all you GNS players out there. Good luck to you as well, John.
Oh, and I have a lot of good news on Trade the Pool. So I got a raffle for you guys. We got a very, very limited 20% off also coming up for you guys. So stick around for that. I wish DraftKings gives me another chance at the 27s before football starts. You and me both, Crassy, but I'm even looking below that 27. I'm looking for more of a move. If it could come back on the daily, I'd be looking for a move back down towards like 26. But that's just me, right? And I think I actually would go maybe even for some pen. I've been keeping an eye on the move above 24s going to 25. I think that's the move where it starts to get really hot through 25. We'll see. We'll see. I do kind of like both of these plays for the NFL. Boom, coming soon. Nvidia flushing out the gates. We'll see what happens on that one. That's definitely an indicator to keep watch. I like watching Microsoft a little bit more, but Nvidia definitely getting hit there. Microsoft also down out the gates, and so we'll see if they can hold or recover 325 on the day. Here's CRM finally starting to pull back. I'm going to look to see if I can get this on the pullback.
CRM, you're looking for GNS big knife back down in the VWAP, by the way, on GNS. Be careful in there.
Yeah, I got you. I'll put you up on GNS there.
I'm just kind of watching it. Nothing for me yet on GNS. Also still watching GDC in another window. I don't know if they hold this thing down for very long, but we'll see.
Man, that CRM just keeps going, man. It's just shooting out the gates here. No chance for me to jump into that, guys. But at least I was in the right stock area, right? Sometimes this is going to happen, right? I can't catch this play now. But at the same time, I can be like, man, at least you were on the right stock, right?
Yeah.
So you can't be mad about a stock ripping. If you ain't going to catch it, you ain't going to catch it, right? I'm not going to jump on highs because that just doesn't make sense for me. That never makes sense for me. But nice little move here on Salesforce to start the action.
I mean, there's a time where buying breaks, momentum breaks to the upside is the right play, Mitch. We ain't in that time. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, and I suck at that play. You got to know what you're good at and know what you're bad at.
Yep.
That's one of those that I'm not the best at. I'll tell you that. Now I'm seeing basic materials. Now we're starting to get a little bit more like leaders in the industries, right? In the sectors. I can tell you everything's up from the open. So that's a nice bullish outlook. Healthcare and real estate leading the move here. Healthcare, what's leading there is you see medical instruments and medical care stocks pushing higher. You also got biotech, so you can keep your names eyes on some of those biotechs, especially if you're seeing some smaller names there move. That's not a bad area to be in, of course, in some biotech action. A cheaper one that is moving there, ETNB. That doesn't look too bad. Now almost up there towards 18.
Buddy is...
Yeah, I kind of like this ETNB pullback, now ripping through the 17s, looking strong on the day.
GDC trying to go for 5 here, by the way.
You can see it here on ETNB. Not a bad looking stock there. Tradable on Trade the Pool. It's already making a move there to 18. Doesn't look too bad.
ETNB.
Is that Nicola showing up on my scanner? Oof, never. XPEV getting smoked. Yeah, that's getting smoked there. Oh, this is going to be one that I'm looking for a short. This has a reverse split stock. FFIE. It's already got hit on the reverse split that went to 12. So I'm looking to see if it could come up here towards 11 and then reject 11 on the hourly. And that's why I don't want to jump in too quickly here. I need to go off the other resistance here, which is up at the top. But I like this for a short. And with Trade the Pool, I don't have to worry about that borrow action on FFIE. And I think that's what's important there. The borrow action on FFIE is really expensive. That's why I'm looking for a little pop towards 11 where I can risk off the 1120s versus shorting here at 1150.
HE halted, guys. Huge move off the VWAP on HE. Didn't take it.
ETNB now to 1826. We'll look for pullbacks to that one on 720s, 750s, but that looked pretty good on the day. CRM went up there to 213.40. So now I can look for pullbacks towards 211.40s, but I was really looking for 211s. It's already made like a nice little $2 pop. Deer on my radar, and that's starting to turn around and starting to look a lot stronger on the day. Pullbacks at 393 makes sense for me on Deer. Of course, it's a more expensive stock, but I don't mind taking it at 393s and risking off 292s. Moderna looking good now, starting to pull back. That's not really a stock that I like, though.
Yeah, me either. I'm with you on that one.
So that's the problem with playing that one. I have too much of a confirmation bias against it, so I'm not going to trade it to the long side. It doesn't mean that I can't go to the long side, but I also know when I don't like a stock, and if I don't like a stock, I always know there's more opportunities in the market than just one stock, right?
That's it for me too, Mitch, right? You want to play the opportunities that you're going to have the best odds at. Why force yourself into something that's no good?
I agree. Yeah, I think that's something you're looking for. I'm watching a different play here today. It's an interesting play. It's United Natural Foods. Just interesting that I'm seeing food distribution lead in defensive names today. Technology, what's leading there? I see some electronic component stocks. So those are going to be some cheaper names there you can find. Trying to find one of those that you guys might know or have seen move as of late. Plug. Plug's getting a little bit of a move today from 830s to 840s. That's definitely moving. That doesn't look too bad. And we know how like Plug likes to make also FSIL move up.
Yep.
So that's pulling back right now. We'll see if that starts to move.
Nice sympathy play there.
Yeah,
Still
I'm
waiting
looking
for
around,
HE to
guys.
unhalt. LQR down from open. GDC still kind of flirting with lower. We'll see if that tries to move higher here. Tried to curl once off the VWAP. See if we get another opportunity there. HE, that's a big one. Congrats for all of you holders over the weekend on HE.
All right, there's CRM starting to pull back. I'll look for a little bit of a deeper pullback towards the 211.25s here, but I kind of like it. I'm trying to ladder in here.
On which one? On CRM?
Yeah, but I got to get it below 211.50s, and I'm going to work my way back. So I'm going to do like 40s, 30s, 20s, something like that.
Gotcha.
Just doing a little ladder, trying to get in there on the ladder versus trying to put it all in at one order, right? And you do pay commissions there on Trade the Pool, but to tell you the truth, one thing that you learn about commissions is that I worry more about my entry price than the commission.
Me
If you
too.
get a good entry price, then it sounds bad, but F those commissions.
I mean, commissions don't really. I mean, if your strategy is consistent and solid and you're getting good entries, commissions don't really mean a whole lot. GDC
Yeah,
nasty knife
I
here
agree.
on a move below through VWAP on GDC. We'll see if this ends up. This at some point I think is going to firm and bounce. Question is where, and I don't know the answer.
All right, so show you guys how I'm going about it, right? So you can see my orders just sitting there, right? And so you see that it's just a ladder right below VWAP. So let's see how many of these shares get filled on this pullback. I'm putting my orders out there all the way towards 211. I can always adjust one of them too. Let's say if the first one gets hit on really quick action, I can adjust that middle one below the third one, and that will give me another layer down. So I'm trying to show you guys how I go about it in sizing into a position versus just going at it all at one spot. It is bouncing off the VWAP, so it might not pull back even into my levels. But I'm looking for a little bit of deeper time frame pullback really quick to get filled and looking for the move back above 212s. Move back above 212s looks great.
All right, Lynn, answering my question from earlier here, which is awesome. Really appreciate it. Lynn, Tesla looking for a day trade range 240 to 250, just dipped a bit lower for us. So that's the range that you're looking to go long here on Tesla.
Choose pulling back. They're at the low end of the range. Could do a little bit of a pullback here. That's why I'm also looking for that CRM pullback. The Qs look a little weak there. NVIDIA is pretty weak also. Let's see if that can get back to VWAP. And I'm looking at leadership. Microsoft weak there. Apple weak there. Google strong. That's one's at VWAP. If you're looking for something that go back to the upside, that one looks interesting for me is Google. And Tesla is actually deep into the red there. See if that comes back to the 242s. That doesn't look good in Tesla.
Tesla straight down. Still looking for that bottom here.
Yeah, Google seems like the best one there on the pullback out of the big boys. I'm looking to start getting my entry on CRM. There's one entry hit there at the 211.40s. Now it's going back towards the second entry. We'll see if we get the second entry. I have it laddered in 20-cent increments here. We'll see if I get the second and third fill.
Tesla might be finding a bottom here. Nope. Sorry. New bottom just set. Oh, man. Tesla.
All right. So I'm actually pulling the CRM a little bit down to get that third fill, but a little bit further down. I have it now towards the 87, giving myself an ability for a little bit of an expansion wick here and a recovery. Of course, always understanding where the out is always important here. The out is below these bodies. So 210.40s here. So I'm looking to get filled here on a little bit of a wick action. Getting it. I'm going to pull it down a couple cents since it's off the bid there. and the bid's a lot lower than here. So there you go. Should get filled. Ooh, no fill there. I'm gonna try to get it at the 210.90s here. Just the bid needs to move down. Gonna spread me out here and then get me fully filled in CRM. Not bad that it's already back to 211.22s. My entry right now is 211.29s. If I do get a fill below 211s, I should be closer towards the 211.10s, and I'll be feeling really confident about that. Didn't get that last fill in. I'm just going to leave it there. If it fills, I know my risk. I know where I'm getting in. I don't want to jump up here unless it comes back to a 212. That could be the ad if I'm looking for like kind of the big hit back towards 213s. I also still want to see the Qs turn around here and maybe make a 945 turnaround back to through the VWAP. So I'll be watching for that outlook here. I'll show you guys the Qs right now. It's after 365.60 level. Well, I need this back through here, 366. Turn this into a green candle. We'll be looking good for CRM.
Qs might be bouncing here. I know they're kind of the sell-off is kind of slowing down. Tesla, same deal. So maybe Tesla finds bottom here. Apple already bouncing, so that's good. See if we get that reversal here.
Google's starting to come back to 132.20. So I'm taking a look at Google. I like that off the daily outlook also. So that's the thing about Google is that it has a nice little daily pullback after a recent rip off 132s. I like that recovery to hold 132 today and then get back up there.
Watching Tesla here. Tesla might be trying to bounce here. Penny stock GOEV at the highs here with decent volume and above VWAP.
There's Google right back up there. I was a little late to the party. 132.50 is already getting up there, back above the VWAP. So I like this setup. I like the daily outlook, and I'll show you guys that right now just to show you the daily outlook. And that's, I think, important too. Whenever I'm looking at plays, a lot of the times I need to agree that the daily outlook looks smart too. And so right here, I'll show you guys this trend line, and look how this is coming back to respect this. So that's what I look for on trend line breaks, right? Can you come back and respect that line? Now you're doing it right here around the 131.50s today. Now I'd like to see 132s hold on this pullback, take back some highs here. You can start going back through this close and then looking for this high here at the 134.94.
Wow, Tesla market not strong at all, folks. Tesla I was just calling that Tesla there tried to bounce. And it actually, look at this, tried to bounce off the 239 level, bounced almost a full dollar, immediately sold into it. Tech week here today.
Now, one thing I note on that, I think Tesla's a lot weaker than a lot of the market. So
Apple's still holding its bounce, but even Apple's back off of its bounce.
Yeah, just look to see if the Qs can come back through the 367 spot and turn this into above the VWAP. And so one thing that I'd look at is that 5-minute low of 365.50. If that can hold, we can turn this back around. And I think the big thing is looking for Apple or Microsoft to see if those can go back to the green. If those keep hitting lower, then yeah. Tesla, though, is definitely the relative weaker one.
Hey, morning, Gil. Guys, if anyone has any questions about Trade the Pool, Gil is here to answer them.
That's what it's all about.
Gil, someone's going to be hearing from me later today.
All right, let's keep pushing, team. We'll see what happens. Starting to get this push here on Google. It looks like it wants to take that 132. I'm going back to CRM and just focusing on that trade. It went close to my entry to fill me again. Didn't get it on that pullback. It went right to it. The bid was there, but the offer didn't get hit there. So we'll see what happens. Now it's starting to get back up there to 211.30s. I could step up to the plate here. We're already back there close to VWAP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an entry at my break-even spot. So if we come back to break-even, I can hold off to 211 recovery. But we'll see what happens here.
Tesla, nice bounce after that. By the way, HE halted again. So for all of you that are playing HE, this looks like this is immediately halted to the downside right at VWAP there. So be careful on that one. Trying to figure out Lynn and Randy's ATM machine here for Tesla. Look at this bounce. This is just nasty action. Tried to bounce it once, yank. Tried to bounce it twice, yank. Now they're bouncing it here. Let's see if we actually get to VWAP on this one. Nice movement here in Tesla. I see why you guys like trading this one. See if Tesla can break above that VWAP and really get going here.
There you go. The weaker one starts to bounce. I'll look for the stronger ones to lead. So I'll look for Google to take lead there, right? And look at the Google chart now. Off of that Tesla reversal, look at Google. Boom, baby.
Yep. There you go.
So that's what you want to see, right? And so now I'd be looking for Apple to come back to green. Does Microsoft come back to green? And we're not talking about green like just overall. I'm looking at green from the open. So can it reclaim opening price is so important.
GNS trying to go for highs, by the way.
CRM with a quick pullback there, and I don't have my order out there for the fill. So that's actually been smart right now. I canceled it down here. Going to look to see if we can get it back up here, but definitely back towards 2180s.
GNS going for highs at 220. Watch if it snaps 220 here. I wouldn't buy this. You can buy it lower. There's some size there at 20. We'll see if they end up taking that here on GNS. They're taking it. There it goes and through and yanked it back. That's what I'm saying. Buying those breaks are tough. Buying the pullback is going to be much easier for you, much more profitable.
All right, there you guys have. I'm in 2211s 05 full position. Going to hold off this kind of 2010-20 area. I got about 60 shares of CRM here. See if it can bounce. It is looking good here, but I need the Qs to get back up above VWAP. A rejected VWAP. That's a very important sign to catch now. I want to see if it can hold the 366 here, get some rebuyers to come back through 366.50s here.
I'm watching Tesla if it can reclaim this VWAP here. I'd rather buy a pullback, but I am watching Tesla.
Steve calling out a Carvana short here. I like that outlook there. I'll keep an eye on stock like that.
Yeah, my thing, like one of the reasons I want to like I've always admitted I'm not good at trading Tesla, but I want to start getting good at trading Tesla, especially for the trade the pool, right? Because that's going to be one of the stocks in the pool for sure. And all you need to do is come up with a couple of stocks that you can trade consistently, and you can make something like that work. Tesla is going to be my target for this, so we'll see. Tesla dropping here now, so that bounce immediately
getting hit.
Yep.
All right, guys, got my stop on here. I'll probably get hit through the 210.18s here, but I got to get out if I need to here. Respect the loss there. Boom, just got hit there. The Qs just got hit there, so I just took a loss there. You guys can see it on CRM. It looked good, but not going to hold to the bottom of that big candle. If it comes back from here, I mean, I'd be asking for it to go through the 210s there. So I'm going to go looking for the other play that I was really looking for, which was an FFIE short. That's already come down a little bit, but it doesn't look that good. It needs to. I wanted it to get to 11. Go green first. Carvana short. That looks interesting. A nice little pop to 43. We'll see if it comes right back down. AI is an interesting one also for a short, I feel like.
Tesla new lows. Apple selling off from its bounce here. Amazon lows. Yikes. Nvidia lows. Mitch, we getting some movement here now. And how is Hawaiian Electric doing? This is resumed, still trading lower here on Hawaiian Electric. Looks like it's trying to hang on to that 13 handle. GNS here going back again for the highs. So remember, we had a break at 220, which gave us a nasty pull right after the break. 225 to high. Looks like that is on deck here.
Got short some AI there. Just wanted to call it out, but you keep calling to GNS. I got a little bit of Just 100 shares of AI right there. I wanted to come back a little bit and I could short a little bit more. Q's made another leg lower there. We could be seeing tech go to the red now. And so I'm going to look to see if that goes into the red. It's in the red now, starting to pull back significantly is tech. Everything that's leading is energy. Energy's on the lead, basic materials on the lead. You guys can look at that. Lumber, wood production, of course, WFG is now shooting off after I got out on Friday. That's how it goes sometimes, team, but we'll see what happens.
Couple of comments here. Jan says, "Oh, Ryan, prepare yourself mentally for trading Tesla." Look, Jan, I've tried to trade Tesla with unimpressive results, so I'm well aware of what it takes. But trying to turn that around, right? Trying to work on areas of weakness. We'll see. Lynn and Randy have been an inspiration for that. In fact, Lynn says, for Tesla, we are watching closely to confirm our day trade range or adjust. So, Lynn, I'd like you to talk about that a little bit more if you can. You patiently wait out a range and then trade the range in order to keep yourself safe. Seems like a pretty good idea. Alexa saying, Ryan, trading without the help of machines is almost impossible to do in a choppy market. You're right about that. I'm trying to develop a feel for it. That's why I try to stick to some of these smaller names. I feel like I have a higher percent chance of winning if I stick to some of the smaller names as opposed to the stuff that's going chopping back and forth with the news cycle. Maybe that's just placebo, though. Tesla is trying to bounce now. We'll see if this holds here. I have a low print of what, 237, almost $1 bounce here. GNS still kind of struggling with that 225. It took it out and moved to 228, but immediately pulled back under. So we'll see. What I really want from GNS here is a really sharp pullback, one like we got early in the day. We get another one like this that takes it to the VWAP. I think that might be viable.
He's bouncing off that 365, trying to come back. We'll see if it does come back. I'm actually going short on some names, trying to nail this down. I got AI to 29.16. Don't want this back above VWAP, but looking for this to drop through 29.
Man, GDC, that what a nightmare that was. What a nightmare that was. GNS, though. So the G, we got one bad G and one good G. GNS new highs here, 229, your new high. See if we can actually take the top off on that. Again, though, broke that high by 1 penny and came back in. So this is why I want to really wait for the bigger knife, right? I really want to see this pull back pretty ferociously, not just 5 cents or so. I want to see a big, big pullback that shakes out a lot of those weekends, and then we'll try to trade that. Richard Judge, good to see you this morning. Judge, are you in for fantasy football again? I have to ask everyone that was in the happy hour league from last year if they're still in. We're looking to do that draft this week. So let me know if you're in and let me know what your draft availability is. You can shoot me an email. I see a yes. That's a good sign, Judge.
Q's coming back here. We'll see if it was just a kind of a little bit of a bigger buyer stepping up there at 365, moving the market back up here, but looking to see what happens. Technology trying to reclaim green here, and you guys can see that. So keep your eyes on to see if Tesla or any of those names go back to green. Microsoft still seeing that pretty weak. NVIDIA still seeing that pretty weak also. So not feeling too confident about this bounce in the keys, but we'll see what happens here. Does it reject 366 and come right back down?
Here comes your huge pullback on GNS.
Looking to see if the keys can come right back down.
Oh, I didn't get filled on that. You got to be kidding me. Come on, GNS. Really? This is going to... Oh, I cannot believe I did not get filled on that.
Hey, it happens, man. It happens.
And yet, but the problem is that now that we're bouncing, I feel like I'm going to chase it. Okay.
Looking for the cues to see if they go lower here.
I'll see if I get emails about that later today. Okay.
Cues trying to recover at 366 here. That does happen. We got to be careful.
You need a snowplow to push the cues.
GNS with that quick little pull there.
But yeah, but see, and Mitch, this is what I was saying. I even told you I want to wait for a big pullback, not just 5 cents or so. And then we got it, and I was too late for it. But this is it. This looks like maybe this is the one that's going to allow us to bounce here.
These are coming back, trying to reclaim 366. That's going to stop me out pretty quickly here in AI. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the cues are coming back. So just another choppy day, it seems like.
Yeah, Jay Rice saying a Benihana day, chop.
And this is where, like I was talking about
Seems
earlier
about right.
today, I wanted to pull the gas pedal off a little bit here, and I'm definitely caught in AI here a little bit too much, but we'll see what happens if it can come back right now. This is about the level where I definitely got to, it has to turn around off this.
Twinkie, or Hostess Brands, ticker TWNK, had news on Friday working with Morgan Stanley to explore a sale. Jefferies released a buy rating over on Saturday, or at least that's what the newsprint was from. TWNK holding in here. No, I got no trade on that. GDC might be trying to bounce finally. You guys tell me if you trust that. I don't know.
I think
I mean, look at the chart, Mitch.
With the market. Yeah, the market right now.
Yeah, it's just not helpful.
Q's holding this 366. That's going to be important there. Now we're starting to push up. Let's see if we do a quick rejection here.
NVAX, look at NVAX. Novavax really moving off of its VWAP here. That vaccine news from the weekend.
Yeah, that's definitely giving it the lift. That's probably going to give Moderna the lift there and BioNTX.
Yeah, NVAX. This is crazy. Half of its float is shorted, and it's got a days to cover of 4.5 days. So that thing can move. That thing can move in a squeeze fashion. Looking at GNS here, it looks like it's kind of flagging. Really don't know which way this is going to go next on GNS. GDC trying to bounce, but again, very, very difficult to trust it after watching basically just a waterfall out of the open here. Let me show you GNS. It did come into its VWAP. Let's see.
All right, Q's starting to come back down here. Rejected the VWAP. That's going to be your move for the upside action. If you do see that, come back. If it breaks 365 again, that's the continued downside action. So I'm looking to see what happens here.
GNS, maybe it's bouncing. They took size out at 17 there twice. 225 and 220 were the next levels where there was a lot of size traded on this last way back up. 229, your high print. I don't have any shares traded at 230. So there's your roadmap for GNS.
Here's the Q's trying to come back to 366. So important to look at that level right now.
That actually might help a Tesla bounce if they're able to do that.
We're already seeing that lift right there. Looking to it, probably going to get stopped out big here on AI, but it's just more about if the Qs can come down, we'll be all right. But if they start to squeeze here, that's where you got to be a little bit careful.
GNS breaking down a little bit here. VWAP not till 206, 207. So that would be your spot to watch there on a further breakdown. As we wait out Tesla, watching vaccine stocks and AI. What are you waiting? Tesla looks like it's trying to bounce. What are you waiting Tesla out? Oh, you're waiting for that range. You told me that already. I'm sorry.
Here's the Qs recovering there. That's where it gets a little worrisome. So I have my stop out there.
By the way, we were we were talking about GDC and not trusting the bounce. Look at that. Wah, wah. Little roll over to the lows here. I just don't trust it. Just don't trust it.
There's the Qs back down.
Let's go back to GNS. Yeah, just like you didn't trust the Qs bounce, Mitch. We're not going to get sucked into that bull trap.
I'll tell you right now, it's definitely playing with both sides of the market right now, and that's where it gets dangerous, right? When you're playing on both sides. Try not to be a pig, I guess, here. Either be on the bull side or the bear side, but we'll see what happens. Quick down action now in AI, and it's back down to the VWAP here. So I got to be a little bit careful and be smart here. So what I'm going to do is, since I was deep into the red there and it was a little bit worrisome here, I'm actually going to look to protect myself and limit down, take some of this risk off. I'm trying to add and just cover some of the loss there and then lower down the risk, and then I can let the risk come all the way back if needed.
What happened to my, there we go.
Qs came down and then they're back up through 366. So that's where it's definitely a dangerous spot here. A move through 366.50s could push this market up. LQR coming off the bottom. So I know we sold off out of the open on LQR coming off the bottom, but still struggling with the VWAP. These Qs right now could squeeze higher, guys. So just be careful. Another way to play this is if it does rip higher, I could play TQQQ. Lynn knows it. Those pigs get slaughtered. SS Trades bringing up FULC. All right, Q's trying to go down again here. I think this is that last attempt. Either it's going to break here or not. It's starting to get to my ticking time bomb, as I call it, and we'll see what happens here.
Bulk. GDC breaking down. HE. Where are we at on GNS? Oh, here's your big pullback, and we went below VWAP. So now for GNS, what we're going to need is a recovery of that VWAP. That should allow us to know if we're going to have another trade going here. Or a successful one. See if we bounce here on GNS.
Boom. Just got taken out in AI. That was wicked.
Wait, a support or your position?
My position on the stop.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, it just squeezed up there, and it could come right back down. But looked like market makers took that volume there, and it could come right back down here. So we'll see what happens, but definitely taking a big hit there on AI. Still got one strike on the day, but not doing bueno. And it's been a tough last week. So not a good way to start off the week here, but hey, that's how trading goes sometimes. The big thing here is the Qs haven't even come down. So, or gone up through that 366. So it could come right back down That's where it gets a little frustrating. And you see it already turning back around. Might have to take it again. It just seems like it's a nice setup still, but
that's what
that's
what frustrates me, Mitch, is when you think you have a setup and it doesn't work, and then it sits there and it dances and it teases you like it's going to work. It's
the cues, right, guys? I mean, you can see
Benny
it in
on
the
a
cues
chop
right
shop.
now. The cues don't know where it's going to take it, or the algos don't know where they want to take it right now, and so you can see it right there how it's just playing around. If this goes to green above this kind of like 366.40s into the 366.50 area, this could just easily start to push back and start to get back into the green. But tech, a takedown through this 365.40 area, and then now you're extending that downside action move. So that's the way I see it right now. We'll see what happens.
VFS hasn't done much of anything.
Rad coming up today. Is this what? Rite Aid? Yeah, Rite Aid coming up today, and it's trying to get maybe towards that $1 run. It's trying to get back towards the $1 spot. This has crushed down below. Definitely bouncing back on the day. Up 25%. Of course, it's a penny stock. Ooh, that FFIE, that was a good short, Ryan.
Yeah,
my idea there. I just was looking for more of a green to red move, but that's down to 950s. So these recent reverse splits, Ryan, we should be looking for those type of plays in trade to pool. That's my lesson to learn from this.
Okay.
Right?
Let's do it.
So a lesson to learn: looking for reverse splits on trade to pool.
Guess what tool has a tool built for finding reverse splits? Benzinga Pro, baby. So we will use that to figure out when and what that split is, and then go ahead and attack it. I love doing that. Reverse splits have really actually been working. There have been several of them. Meds, we've traded meds, right? Remember when that reverse split and went bananas right afterwards? A number of people in here traded meds. That was when our community hit. That wasn't just a one-off. HE rejected at its VWAP, by the way. Let me see if I can pull this up here for you folks.
All right, if I do get recovery here, the one that I'm going to go after to try one more trade will be CRM, which was my first trade. I like that outlook for it to recover here. We'll see what happens.
The GDC trying to bounce again. Again, same deal as before. Do not trust. Do not trust.
Just watching the cues here. The cues are going to call it for me.
Yeah, so Jay reminding us here, reverse splits, LOL. How's the Mullen reverse splits AMC2? So I think what Mitch is talking about are short-term hits, because a lot of them bounce right after the split. Definitely not a longer-term investment. And Mitch, if we do start trying to trade those, we'll be very, very clear about that. I don't want to have someone make the mistake of thinking, oh yeah, reverse split, now we can invest.
Yeah, Mullen.
How many times have you heard me shit talk Mullen? Sorry for swearing.
I'm just saying, guys, I'm looking for shorts on those.
Okay, there you go.
I'm looking for shorts on those. Like I talked about the AMC one on Friday. That would have been nasty.
Yeah, I
would have been able to kill it.
I think
I talked about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I talked
AMC
about it right
went straight
here.
down.
I talked about it right here, and I talked about how the borrow cost.
I think I'm screwing this up. I think I'm talking about going to the long side. You're talking about going to the short side, and Jay's laughing at long side trades for splits. I think
Jay's
that's all
with
that
me.
happened.
I think.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
I think he is.
Two sides of the market, baby.
Let me be very, very clear. Let me be very, very clear about Mullen. I hated that stock. I was frustrated with that stock. I called that stock a scam. I had people on Twitter coming after me because I didn't like Mullen. Nothing's changed.
That's how it is sometimes, guys. Now the Q's trying to pull back here. What happens, though? The playing around in the Q's is what's holding us up here. Did the Q's go lower here? And it looks like we're starting to get that lower move. We'll see what happens. I mean, this is just how it is right now, guys. We're going to the top and the bottom of the ranges. And then if you're too stuck on the top and the bottom of the ranges, that's where you got to be a little bit careful, right? When I shorted AI today, I shorted it at the bottom of the range, trying to short the breakdown. That's how you get caught when the stocks are going in between the range. So right there, yeah, I was a bear, but I needed to hold really tight versus letting it come back to the top of the range. That's where I made my mistake today. And like always, you got to know where you made mistakes so that you can make improvements, baby. All right, just looking here to see if the Qs are going to go down or up, because I have two types of trades that I can take here. I could take CRM to the upside, or I could take AI to the downside again. We'll see what happens. It's all going to really depend on the Qs. The Qs are just playing around at VWAP. You can see it here on the 5-minute. And what will happen in the next minute 30 will be important. If it comes back through 366.40s, I can see the upside. Back through 365.40s down the downside, maybe we just go another leg lower. We'll find out. All right, in a little bit, we'll be talking about the special 20% off, and definitely want to give you guys that link so that you guys can check out the 20% off. All right, let's keep going after a team. There's the Qs going lower here towards the 365.60s. Let's see if it recovers. Definitely slowing down there.
Okay, sorry. All right, let's see what we got going on here. So NVIDIA tried to bounce and is selling back off. Hawaiian Energy through that VWAP, which is pretty nice.
Qs are looking like they want to go lower, but they still won't break the 365.50 area. AI starting to go lower here. Q's starting to break down a little bit. There's the quick recovery. I had a feeling it was going to do a little bit of a fake out, so I'm going back to CRM outlook.
Fastly popped. I didn't see what moved that.
All right, guys, trying to get a quick little pullback fill here in CRM to the long side off 2010.50s. So a little pullback will get me into this. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, it's already taken off a little bit, so I'm going to try to step up here a little bit, get my first fill, and then I can add a little bit more. I'm up here in the 68. All right, I'm pulling it back down. It's taking forever on the pullback. There's the pullback. I'm at 55s here, trying to get filled. Come on. Come on, Timmy. All right, I need to step up here if I want it.
A lot of weakness out there. The crow shows up. The crow comes flying out of the tree from nowhere and talks about GDC, the stuff that I've said I haven't trusted from the beginning as it moves back to VWAP. Crow, your timing is just absolutely out of control today. Out of control. Just out of control.
All right, guys, got a little bit of CRM there. Now setting up my stop there at 210s. The Q's pulled back, so we could just see another kind of it's just faking out left and right, man. The Qs is what's keeping us.
Yeah, it's why it's not easy today. And it was, I agree, Mitch. Last week was not great. Here's GDC. What? You okay, Mitch?
Oh, yeah. I'm saying super chop fest there on the
Yeah.
Qs. It's just big wick now. And now you're right back down towards the bottom side, and it could take out the 365 50s. And then you get that downside action here. So just be careful out there, team. Markets are going nowhere today. It's one of those days where it's like I should just be waiting and waiting and waiting until a break. But even on a 5-minute, you had that little move there, opportunity to bring it higher, and you couldn't get it higher. So that's something definitely to catch there. Microsoft right back down towards the bottom end. Tesla also. Google that was strong back below VWAP. So they're just not being able to get the up move right now. We'll see if it comes back, but can we reclaim 366 here?
Let me switch tiers. I'm just looking around.
I got you. I can take a look there. The Qs is what I'm looking at right now. Can we close up in this space? So we made an attempt into that space for the breakout, but what was it? It was a wick, right? Wicks can be tricks. So let's find out. This is the green outlook. This is the red outlook. Let's find out what we get. So you can also go further in time, and that's going to help you not be so quick to the gun, right? And so on the 15-minute, you're still getting an attempt in there on the wick action. Can we reclaim it and hold the support? Support is here to the left-hand side. You can see around that 365 60s area. That's the support right now. We'll look to see if that holds, or does it go to the red box?
Hey, 13. Good to see you this morning. Was shouting you out earlier. Yes, as a matter of fact, we did talk about SPY. That was one of the things that I was looking at for today. That 444 level. Are we gonna take that out? See, this is what we're looking at. It's been a chop fest here, though. 13. Been a chop fest here this morning. And look at GDC, Crow. This is what I was saying, man. This thing has just it is tantalizing, and it just is a heartbreaker.
All right. He's trying to get back through that 366. That 366 is being pesky. That's for sure. There's a little bit of a drive. 366.25s. Closing candle at 366.50s is what I'm looking for. That's going to be important. If we start to get back around 211s, I can look to add on CRM and look for the move back up towards 213s. Really just want to see the Qs close above 366.50s to give me that confirmation. F sale showing up on my scanner. I talked about that earlier. That just shows that it has some volume now. See if it does come back with, of course, plug that was strong earlier. That's right at the VWAP, guys. So if you guys want to take a look at plug here. Right around VWAP, around the 830s. We'll see if that gets back up.
I got nothing. I got nothing for you guys, Mitch. I'm glad that you have stuff that you're trading. I got no setups.
Qs just need to close above 366.50s here on the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then that's going to help that CRM stay in the green and push higher. Let me see if I can get it here. I'll hold this on until we see the candle close. We've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So candle closing in this green bubble is what I'm looking for. In that green bubble starts to get you above the what? The resistance that could now act as support. That's what I'm looking to change here. So this would be the resistance here around this 366.40 area, then becoming support. Carvana being talked about in the chat. We could take a look there. That's actually going higher here now to 444.50s. Woo! Let's go, guys. Can we get that Q's to make its mind up, guys? This is on the slowdown.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mitch. I'm looking around here. I took a look at VFS. I know a couple of people are talking about VFS in here.
I don't know why you guys so focused on that stock, guys.
I don't have
know why.
any setups. I have got no setups for day trades right now. I'm sitting on my hands right now, folks. I got nothing. Becca's calling
not to call you guys out on VSF, but a little part of me thinks that's like a percentage reach. Like you're trying to get a stock that can make you a huge win. Just realize on VFS, it's a brand new IPO. Could also wreck you in the other way, the same amount of percentage. That's the only thing I'm going to say. I personally would not focus on that stock because I feel like I have no edge on that. And if you were to go short on any real broker, you're going to see that you can barely get shorts of VFS right now. It's like, I think like 200% for the borrow. So that's the problem also, J2K. So I think that that's what's holding it back here and why you're not seeing the downside action come in. But look, the Q's now giving us that move. 25 seconds left for this candle to close. I just don't want to see it retrace here to 36.40s by the close. If it closes to 36.80s here, oh, we're looking good. I'm going to start looking for some upside action moves or to add the CRM. Could look for Google that was strong earlier to lead the game here, and you're seeing that start to turn there. Should I go after the Tesla Dragon? Haha, it's starting to come back. What about NVIDIA? Starting to come back. We'll see what happens on those names and to see if maybe Soxel can make a little bit of a lift here. That just got off the VWAP. That doesn't look too bad. We'll see what happens here as we start to see the Qs close up there to 366.80s and now open the next candle. I'll be looking for to hold this trend line pullback, not get below 366.20s here, and then go for 367. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, Marty is saying, Ryan, check WLDS. WLDS has no setup. There's nothing going on here. Stock's up 3%, really kind of in. I don't see anything going on here, man. Looking for new setups. You asked me about Rigetti, RGTI. Let's pull that up. RGTI. Yeah, this is trading up here, but again, I don't see any entry spot here. I mean, maybe if you cross 187, I don't know. I don't see the good impetus for these stocks for trades here today. No. I'm not saying that you suggest bad setups. I'm saying I don't see a setup. A bad setup could also mean you could go short it. Right?
Yeah,
if it's going to break down, go short. I don't see a setup. I don't see an edge here to try and trade.
I like Apple's push, guys. So I'll pull back to VWAP on Apple, 179.40s here, 179.50s. I might take a shot on Apple. That was a nice little big bar with the volume coming into the name on Apple. So I'm looking for a trend line pullback from the action back towards 179.40s, 179.50s on Apple.
Leonard's saying, Ryan, second $2 move on Tesla. Yeah, but I don't feel good buying these pullbacks down here. What's the entry? What's the entry? It's definitely moved back up a couple of bucks, but I don't know what the buy is here. I guess you could just kind of trade it with the Qs. Right here at VWAP. Let's see if we can push above VWAP here on Tesla.
So with Tesla, one thing that I do on Tesla all the time is I try not to get so focused on the intraday charts. I'll try to focus on the bigger intraday charts, like the 1 hour chart. What do I see there? I see recovery of 238s today. And so that's kind of like the risk level on the hourly, and the hourly range to the top side, it's 244. So that's kind of like what I'd see to the upside move on the break to the upside. And so that's the way I'd look at it on Tesla. I just keep it to the hourly and versus the 5 or 15 minutes. That's how I trade Tesla. And I go about it usually, Ryan, one share at a time. I'll ladder one share at a time on Tesla. That usually helps me. So I'll ladder, like, let's say if I wanted 239s today, I'd ladder like 238.80s, 238.60s, 238.40s, 238.20s. And then that would have gave me a better average through that downside action.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that is how I go after Tesla.
I think that's smart. Scaling in, that's a good way to build a position, dollar cost averaging. But again, for me, you got to feel like that bottom's not going to give out. And on a chop day, I didn't know that earlier today. Tesla does look like it's bouncing nicely here, though.
That's how Tesla is a lot of the times, is going to give you those times where it doesn't look like it, and then it's huge reversals. That's one thing that you see in Tesla common. I know that people that trade Tesla often talk about those big swings on Tesla. Appreciate the appreciation there, John. And that's what it's about. It's a little bit of a harder name to kind of nail. One thing I noticed is that you got to trade it kind of like you're an algo. Go slowly into the name and then look for that nice little move. Did not get that order to fill right now at 60s on the ad. So it was really close there on the ad for CRM. So I'm going to look for a little bit of a pullback more for this to get to the ad. And I'm still looking for kind of still looking to see if I can get Apple on the pullback. How the Q's doing here, because we don't want to see them go back below that level and close it there. Remember, I talked about how it could go into that space, but you wanted to see the close above the 366.80s here. We're really close to that 367 run. Let's see if we can get it. So now if it comes back to this kind of trend line action here, I don't mind that, but it really shouldn't have kind of break that level. So I can make that level a little bit bigger here. I'm going to put it in yellow so that you guys can see that. So that's the way I look at the market. Of course, you guys can choose how you guys see it, but to me, that's what I'm going to be looking for moving forward. As long as it can hold that pullback into that spot and keep going, I'm looking for a green upside today. We'll see what happens.
Real quick here, Marty asking about ACHR. What's up with ACHR? So good spot here, Marty. I don't know what's going on news-wise. You're talking about this push away from the VWAP on volume. Definitely notable right there. No idea. Did not hear or see any news. Did I miss something? Did anyone else out there hear or see something that I might have missed? I don't see the catalyst here, but something going on in Archer. There was talk last week about Kathy liking this name, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Kathy does like this name. That's a nice little pop there to $6.
Yeah, sure is. On volume. This is good stuff right here. Nice little move through 6 right there.
So what would I do?
See, Marty, good spot. Good spot, Marty. See? Come on now.
So what I would do here, right, is that drive came from right underneath 6. So if I'm really trying to get into this name, maybe I'm not going to get 612, but I could look to ladder on any pullback right now to 6. So I could maybe be like 607, 604, 602s, and maybe even 598s, right? And I know my out is 590 here. That's the way I could go about it. A name like this, if I see a big pop, I'm going to ladder positions on pullbacks and then look for it to drive back into that high. That's just one way that you can go at Archer, right? So I look at the hourly, I look at those lows, and now I'm looking for pullbacks to try to give it, right? I would ladder entries versus trying to just jump on the offer at 613. I'd be like, okay, so can I ladder it there? Can I do a little ladder here? Can I do a little ladder here? Right? And that's what helps me on pullback outlooks.
VF, we got some teases going on, folks. I expect everyone to be disciplined. Oh, Mitch, what happened?
You're good. That was me. Double click.
Okay. We got some teases going on. All right. So first of all, we just talked about VFS, and Mitch, seemed frustrated with all of us. So of course I'm going to talk about it again. That's just how things go. VFS here is starting to get spiky. I have no position in this. I'm with Mitch. I want to trade something that is going to be a little bit easier for me to trade, but this is getting going. So keep that in mind. We'll see if this ends up getting going. GDC, the absolute dog of the day, just just huge pre-market and nothing but a sell-off from the open, just a waterfall like the TLC song from back in the days. And then today, and then recently we had an attempt to bounce back to the VWAP that was met with more sales. Now we're popping again on a little bit of volume here. Guess what I think is going to happen? This is probably going to get met with more sales. The other thing that's going on right now is that GNS is teasing like it's getting ready to go. All right, we popped through the VWAP, kind of came back. Now we're back testing it. We'll see. This looking like this might try the high again. We shall see. Got some teases going on in this market right now, folks, even in some of the smaller names.
All right, guys. Now I got a decent sized position. Just got to be careful here on CRM. Got to be smart. We'll see what happens. I did size into it. Looking for the Qs to take out the 367 now. Pull back below the VWAP. That's where we go back into the chop, and we got to be careful for that action. But let's see what happens. All you can do sometimes is step up to the plate. I'm doing it, guys. Let's see if they want to drive the Qs higher through 367. They have the opportunity right now. I don't have that chart up right now, but I can show you guys that. And the Qs, I think, are very important here. All right, here's 366.90s on the Qs. I'll go to the Qs right now so you guys can see that action here. And so you see how it pulled back into the green, now coming back. I'm looking for a close going through that 367 in the next 44 seconds on the 5-minute. Really wouldn't want it to test back down through those levels. So now it's kind of like, can we keep the momentum driving? That's what I'm looking for.
Real quick here, Lynn is saying consistent range in ACHR between 580 and 680 since the news of funding from United. Here, I did not have ACHR on here, Mitch. Let me pull it up though. All right, so the range that we're talking about, you're saying about 585 to 680. Okay, so if we take a look at the 15-minute chart, you can really see that this is the case. Here's the bottom end of that range. I guess this is a little bit kind of a blow off top of that range. But if we go back even further, you can see it really has hung out in this area. 13, weren't you saying it was something similar in terms of every time it comes down to this 570, 580 area, it likes to bounce? Looks like that's what we're getting again here on ACHR. This pattern, if this pattern continues, let's look to keep trying to play this. By the way, GNS now breaking down from that VWAP. Looked like it was getting ready to go, and nope, broke down again. So that tease here, this might be over, at least for the time being. We're actually beneath 2 now. And poor GNS. GDC, the other tease. Let's check on that. And Mitch, interrupt me if you need to. I'm just kind of rolling through what I'm seeing here.
I'm feeling confident about my position here and just trying to stick to my bones here. I see NVIDIA driving higher and making a big bar up. So if you guys are wondering if tech's coming back, I do see NVIDIA starting to get strong there. I'll show you guys that move. And so you can see how it went above VWAP to 459 here. Let's see if it holds VWAP pullback. Same thing for AMD as it starts to come back up above VWAP there. And you see the Qs trying to get through that 367, still hasn't done it. But Apple came back very close to that 179.50. It actually hit it really quickly. I'm looking for a little pullback on that one, but also keeping an eye out to see if Microsoft can now hold its recent push. Can Tesla get back above VWAP and hold here? You can see it's almost back there to 241. If it takes 241, it starts reversing this action, and then maybe we'll see if 240 holds on pullbacks there for Tesla. Let's see what happens to the Qs here. Can it drive through 367 is a very important outlook. A move back to 366 here in chop land. So let's find out.
Windward, the range we were talking about is about 575, 580 to 680. So almost 7 there on the ACHR. GDC, this is the other one that was teasing. Broke down yet again. This stock has been very, very difficult. Please be careful with GDC. Not great.
Let's go, Qs. Take those 367s. That's what we need to get it into the green.
Fastly, this keeps moving to the highs. That's a slower trade. That's more up my alley. I don't have it. VFS looking like this is trying to take the top off here at 90. 89.90 on VFS.
All right, guys, I've been really focused into my trading action, but now it's time, of course, to talk a little, just this tiny bit on, of course, trade the pool,
Yeah,
guys. You
let's
guys
do
see
it.
me using it already, and I want to give you guys some insight because you guys got some big opportunities for trade the pool just this week, guys. So just to give you guys the reference, this I haven't seen this done. One of the things that I always like to do is, you guys know me, I like to save a little money, right? That's just me. That's just always how I try to do it. And one thing that I can tell you guys is you guys got a big opportunity right now. Trade the Pool is having their 20% offer, and that's just for the end of this month until August 31st. And why are they doing this? Because they're reaching their 1-year anniversary, of course. And this is a 20% off. You guys see it? What do you guys see on top of Michael there, the CEO? Benzinga, of course. That's what it's all about, guys. Smash the like button. Get after it, team. I'm throwing up here, of course, our link. Get your 20% off, guys. If you guys want to check out Trade the Pool, you guys see me trading with it right here in front of you guys. And one of the things that I'd say is, of course, check out also the 14-day free trial. If you're not ready for the account, you can always open the account, then trade on the free trials account, the demo, to get ready and then get after it. Well, you guys see us getting after it. Why not you? Hit the like, guys. Let's keep going. And definitely check out, of course, Trade the Pool. And then in a little bit, I'll tell you guys about the raffle and how you guys can enter, because the raffle is a way that you guys can win an account just for doing a little bit of some retweet action. I know Ryan saw my retweet action this weekend. Smash the like, guys. Let's keep going. Q's rejecting that 367 move, guys. Not what we wanted to see, at least for the Bulls. The Bulls are getting a little bit of a pullback action. Now the only thing that can save me here is if the Q's could hold the VWAP. Q's can hold the VWAP, then maybe we can bounce off of that and get back up. But definitely seeing a little bit of a pullback here. Jan saying, I'm done for the day. Got punished to not listen to my instincts of a choppy day. Big L for me today. Time to get some fresh air. Jan, you saw me go through the struggles today, right? And I mean, I'm getting hit right now, even on this quick little Q's pullback. And that's just how it is sometimes, man. We always got to just try to stick to our guns, and sometimes know to call the day early is actually the most important thing, especially I would say in day trading. This is why I like swing trading a little bit more than day trading, because let's just be honest. In swing trading, I probably would only have traded CRM maybe once on the day and been a little bit wider with my range. And I think that that's the important outlook. When we're playing the short-term outlook, we have to stay really short-term. If that doesn't seem like it's a good day, it's okay to hit the brake pedal. And it happens to everyone. It's happening to me right now. We got to be able to handle this. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead up and set my stop here. If it gets to the 210s there, I will be out on CRM. But I'm going to give it the chance here, but it doesn't look good at all.
Apple rolled back over. Tesla rolled back over. Q's trying to go back to the lows. Let's take a look at our teas list here real quick. GDC, just a whole lot of nothing. That's what it's been doing all day long. Huge disappointment out of GDC today. GNS, concerning pattern here on the chart as we have lower highs and the inability to really move through that VWAP. To me, GNS looks lower here. If we break two, maybe we do kind of trade back down to those lows. GNS not looking good, declining volume, all bad. All bad. Let's take a look at VFS.
Not looking good here, guys. Q's still going down. Doesn't look good. Oof. AMD was a wipeout there. That's a tough candle to get through. Seeing a lot of VWAP fades there now.
A lot of weakness out there.
Yeah, AI back down, but if I lose here, I can't come after AI now, and that's the hard part. I like the turnaround there in AI to the downside because that's a name that I could look for downside action, but We'll see what happens. I took my 3 trades today. Look at the Qs. Look how it came back through this level and then crushed it really quickly. It still hasn't gone in the red bubble there, but not what we wanted to see as bulls. We wanted to see it hold that trend line and do what we call the throwback look, where a stock comes back and then throws back to the upside. It should hold that action and get back up there. That was the action that I was looking for. That's not what we got here. And then a move back into 365.40s. That could be a takedown here. But a push back towards 366. I said it. That puts you in chop land. And we're in chop land right now, which is anything in between the green and the red here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit purple, but hey.
Looks purple to me. Fuchsia even.
Yeah. I gotta correct.
It's a trade the pool almost color. That's more of a pink, I guess.
Let's go with a little better red here. There we go. How's that for you guys? I like my Christmas colors. What can I say?
Oh, don't even get me started on Christmas, Mitch. I don't know what it's like by you, but I went to Costco over the weekend and 3 of the aisles are Christmas decorations. Folks, it's August. It's August. And there are Christmas decorations.
We're getting ready.
Multiple aisles of Christmas decorations.
Oof.
In Costco. It's like, come on, folks. This is getting out of control.
I just got hit there on CRM and it just hasn't been good, guys. I got to tell you guys, I've been battling, guys, trying to take the trades that I normally take still, but it hasn't been going well. And the chop land continues. Q's back down to 365.40s there. AI probably looking like it might come down there. And a part of me is like, well, just come after AI there. But I'm just asking for it. You guys know my rules. 3 strikes, you're out. Strike 3, baby. That's a sword on me. Sword. I got sorted today, guys. And that happens sometimes.
Yeah, Jenny, there was one aisle of Halloween decorations and it's like consolidated now and almost gone. And it's Christmas. It's so crazy. It's getting ridiculous.
Now NVIDIA is right back down. The Qs, they're holding right around that 365.40 area, and the chop continues. So just be careful out there, team. It seems like that's what we're seeing, a lot of action out there. So we'll see if this continues.
Yeah, I would have liked a better day, Mitch. I would have liked a better day for everything, for us calling trades, for the performance. It's just we didn't get it. It is a struggle here today, no question.
I mean, it's like that when you're getting the chop, right? Let's just be honest. And a little part of me was talking about keeping the brake pedal on, and I've kept it on the swing trading action. Only one swing trade on. But I've tried to catch the turn here in the day trading action, and it's not going well. Just goes to show me more and more. We need to be seeing trends for getting those trend type of moves. What has the Qs and the SPY done lately? It's been on downtrends and really hasn't reversed the trend, but it's been kind of more in a consolidation stage these last couple of days. We'll see if we finally actually get a turn to the upside or the downside. Right now, I feel like it's just playing with traders. It's trying to get you to overtrade and give money back. That's where I got to say capital preservation always comes first.
Should always be your first goal, Mitch. Totally agree.
Yeah,
totally agree.
And that's how it goes, team. We're going to have our ups and downs, and we'll just keep battling, right? The biggest thing is poly size down a little bit, try to control the down wave, and wait till we can see the up wave come back. That's what we're going to do.
That's really good advice, Mitch. The only reason I'm not pulling my hair out on this show every damn day is because my size is reduced. If I was still going full or the size that I'm used to in a good, conducive market, Mitch, you would see me have a heart attack live on this show. And nobody wants that, especially me.
No, the truth is that's not what trading should be about. If you're noticing it to be too stressful, too
it should be
bringing
fun.
You down. Yeah. And then just take a break.
It should be fun.
Take a break. It's okay, guys. And I mean, Ryan and I do the show every day, so we don't necessarily have that opportunity, but you guys do. And we'll never be mad at you of you staying outside of the show because, hey, you want to go ahead and save your money today and just focus on you and get your mental back into the game, because it's all about also mental health, I think, with day trading. Because day trading is so fast and kind of ups and downs that you're going to have in day trading, you need to be in the right mentality every single day if you want to end up into the green. That's one thing that I definitely say.
Gladys agreeing, saying she doesn't want me to have a heart attack. I appreciate that.
Come on, guys. Early worm gets the worm.
Was that you playing a soundboard?
Yeah, the early
okay.
worm.
Make sure, because that was a new one that I heard.
That's a new one, man. I got them all, man. I got them all.
Lost my train of thought now because of the Michael Scott.
Prison
Mike out here. Prison Mike out here.
I got you, man. It happens.
Jason says he's 3 for 3 this morning. Well, you did better than all of us. Let's put it that way.
You did better than all of us, Jason.
Better than
probably.
Me.
Hey, but that's how baseball goes sometimes, baby.
So, Mitch, I'm sorry we had to do my fantasy draft without you yesterday.
Yeah, man, it happens. It happens. I'm not stressing about it.
I was stressing. I was like, how the hell am I going to fill this league in 6 hours? I was stressing out of my mind.
Did you find somebody?
Hell yeah, you know I did.
That's all that matters. That's what I was saying. And I didn't want to auto pick because
nobody
I had
does.
baseball until like 7 yesterday from like 12. So like, I was not coming back and making your draft anytime soon, Ryan. And then by the time I get home, man, oh my God, being out all day, I got to get some food in me, relax, get ready for the week. But man, it's been a tough one, guys. And it looks like we're getting this continued leak on the Qs, and we'll see what happens. One thing to remember is that we keep fighting the 9 EMA recovery. That's the Qs back through 366 and holding. So we could just go back into a leak on the Qs, and we could be coming down in the market overall. It doesn't look like NVIDIA is driving us back towards 500. And if the AI stocks are not going to hold us up, then we got to be careful for what? We got to be careful for other rotation coming into the market. That's one thing that I'll continue to watch. Today, it's no longer about my trading action. It's about what's doing well and what's doing not well right now. What is getting hit? Well, technology is not even in the red today. Overall, it's still slightly up. So overall, the market's still slightly up, but not really getting led. Why? Because real estate's the strongest sector, and that's usually not going to drive too much. Basic materials is strong, and energy. Industrials is where I see some strength there that maybe we can find a rotation style play in as we're getting XLI to start getting strong again. I'd keep my eye out on XLI. You can see how this starts to get strong again. And this could be the move into what? Into more value names than growth names as you're going back into plays like Deere, maybe Caterpillar, Picard could be a play that you can look at as this has pulled back some. And I'm going to be looking for these because if we're going to go into value plays, I definitely want to catch that. Or we can look at healthcare for some GARP style plays. We'll see what happens on that. Moderna was strong earlier today with that NVAX move. I feel like that's already pulled back a little bit here. Yeah, it's already getting that nice little pullback. NVAX also pulling back there to the 845s. And you guys know how we feel about Moderna. We're not the most positive on Moderna. We just don't feel like the COVID vaccines will give these stocks a lift anymore. If anything, they might hurt them a little bit further.
Yeah. Becca, have a good day. Sounds like you are out. Have a great one. ACHR moving. Great call there earlier. ACHR. And then 13. I had 2 drafts this weekend. Not happy with either of them. Bummer. I had 2 of them. I'm happy with both of them, especially one. Really looking forward to ours though. And yeah, Gladys, great call here. Remember, folks, next week, 3-day week, 3-day weekend coming up next weekend. So no trading a week from today in observance of Labor Day.
I'm thinking about something right now.
Playing golf like me? Oh, sorry.
No, even something better than that, Ryan. You know what? I'm going to talk to the team today. I'm going to talk to the team today, and I'm going to try to get us something. Unfortunately, this might have to be behind a paywall, and I'm just going to give you guys the straight up transparency part of it, right? That's how we're always about it. So we do have our YouTube membership, right? And you guys see YouTube members when they're highlighted there in the chat. We have a couple of them right here in our chat already. And so what I'm thinking is, what if we do like a fantasy football outreach to our YouTube members that want to be a part of that? And then we put the content of like some fantasy talk behind that so that some people can be into that action, can join our YouTube membership and spend some extra time with Ryan and I. Because really, to get some extra time with Ryan and I mean, we got to tell Benzinga that, we deserve to be there. So part of that would maybe be getting some new YouTube members. So that's going to be something I'm going to look into. I think Ryan wouldn't mind getting into another fantasy football league.
No, I mean, fantasy football, give it all to me. Hook it to my veins. It'll work. That's not a problem at all. I will say I am going to be busy this Monday, so I will not be able to join you for anything exclusive unless it is a draft in the evening. Just throwing that out. Just throwing that out there, Mitch.
We'll figure it out. I think what it would also consist of is, like, let's say a weekly show with Ryan and I talking about fantasy football.
Oh my God.
What?
Don't even tease me. Don't even tease me with that. That would be such an epic thing to do.
Hey, like I said, we'll see what happens in the market today, but it's a battle today, that's for certain. Look at the cues now into that red zone team, so just be careful out there. You guys see it. It was a tough day for me today, but hey, you guys could also be shorting this move and probably making a good money, right? That's the fun part of, I also think, Trade the Pool is the ability to short names just by hitting that ticker and then getting short, right? We'll see what happens on names. And look at the cues now just dragging and getting hit hard here, team. AI getting hit hard now. Little part of me wants to come after this name, but I've lost too much to come after it today. And you guys know I got to try to stick to my rules. So we'll see what happens here. And we'll see if some value plays can actually make a move up. Now we're seeing technology go in the red. We're seeing healthcare go in the red. So be careful out there. Maybe success seems like the better play today as that starts to get the lift. We'll see what happens there. It's 10:54, guys. We want to wrap up here in just a few minutes, and we'll see what happens. Secret Treasures, you're looking for more 3M downside outlook. Not a bad one to think about. And 13 saying, yeah, we're going to take the ESPN fantasy market share. Let's do it. Do it together as a team. That's what it's all about. Let us know in the chat also if you guys would be interested in that, because that's also one thing that we're doing it for, is for you guys to maybe compete against Ryan and I in a fantasy football league. You guys let us know. All right, Ryan, let's start the wrap-up process here. We bring you guys, of course, the Trader Bacon Show. That's coming up next. And then, of course, you guys have seen our sponsorship multiple times today. You guys can always check out Trade the Pool and get into the raffle right now. That's one thing I definitely want to get you guys a little bit more insight into. So I want to give you guys the link right here. I'm going to throw it up in the chat. I'll show you guys what it's all about and how you guys can get in the raffle. I already did it, so I want you guys to check it out here. And I'll throw it up on my screen so you guys can see it here. So this is the full screen outlook here. So this is what you guys want to be doing, is just checking out this link here. So all you got to do is look through these names and name the 3 that you think will be up in the last 4 days here. So you guys got a chance to go after it, and we'll have some prizes, right? You have the ultimate buying power. One will be given out, extra buying power ×2, super buying power ×3, and mini buying power ×5. So, hey, get to the action, guys. I'll get you this link here for Trade the Pool so that you guys can join the raffle. I already did it, guys. You guys see Ryan did it, guys. Join us and trying to win this raffle. I'm jumping in it with you guys. So there's the link.
Look, I did it wrong.
You did it wrong?
I think so. Tesla versus Meta. I chose Tesla and Meta. But notice real quick, look at my tweet. Notice how I tagged 2 members from our community.
That's what it's about.
Notice how I tagged 2 members from our community.
I like it. I like it there. So you guys, who will win the battle? Check it out. Get that raffle in there. And who knows, maybe someone from our stream wins. I'd love to see it, guys.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Hit that link there. I threw the link up straight to the link so that you guys can do it. And of course, you got to do a little bit of some retweets. Hey, can't go wrong with a nice entrance. We'll see who wins that. And hopefully someone right here wins the battle. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Like always, smash the like. I hope you guys enjoyed the action here. We're going to keep going. We'll keep living it up here. Like always, right here on, of course, Live Trading with Benzinga. Always good to have you, Ryan Faloona. And we'll see you guys back tomorrow. Stick around. Trader Bacon Show coming up next. Have a good one, Ryan. It's always good to have you, my friend. Now to get you guys over to the Trader Bacon Show.